Hi, to the actors and actresses of whom I've chosen to reach out to for the 3 questions by Aline, which is me. I have included a few videos that may help better understand me in this playlist to you. So if you'd like to check those out before answering or before even looking at the video, of which is of length due to the 3 questions that I explained, but also do share verbatim and is shared in the description. Please check those out, and I hope you find interest in them, and they help you get excited to ask or answer the questions of which I've asked. Thank you. Hi, my name's Aline. I am looking to get some answers to 3 questions of which I created, and it is a part of what is an attempt to create a resume of sorts to be a daytime talk show host. And so at this point, I have already created questions for a few politicians and professors I've had in Chicago and in the United States, and also people of the music industry. And so now I'm at the point where I am going to ask some questions to actors who have caught my attention, but also shared stories of which, well, interested me, but also were a part of me better understanding myself and the world around me. So the first question I would like to ask the actors and actresses of whom I am directing these questions to, a part of 3 questions by Aline, are, as I will go through reading, because it's a bit easier for these questions. They are a bit longer and a bit more detailed because, when I was going through what it meant to ask specific actors and actresses questions, I came to a bit of a halt because with acting it's a bit more, if not more, different than asking somebody in the music industry questions, because I've listened to their music, I have read up a bit of what their interests outside of music is, and so I came up with just 3 questions to ask and hopefully receive answers to help not only build a resume, but also hear from what it is that your answers would be, because they are of interest to me and I think very important. And the reason I believe these questions are important is because they hit certain points of what it means to be human. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about acting, and something I appreciate so much when being able to enjoy that in which you have made. And so the things that I wrote down really quick, I would like to share, and we'll see how this comes out. So the first things that came to mind were that you all, and also just in general, my history of what I've watched, what I've enjoyed, and what I understand about acting, and what it all means to actually watch and comprehend and utilize that in which I've learned, is this. So with what I've consumed in the realm of what it means to act and be an actor and share, I, as an audience member, have seen that there are examples, empathy and exercise in which it seems as though you all have exemplified in a way that is beautiful and something I appreciate very much so. And this is where this statement that I'm going to share right now is something that helped me formulate the questions, particularly the first two questions. And so that is my thoughts on acting and what it means to be an actor, an actress, and what it gives to audience members, but also in general the world at large of whom consumes it, and also energy that conspires with sharing in the way of media. And so, delivering truth via interesting and intriguing stories using vulnerability with practice and demand. So I don't know if those words come about in a certain way for you, but if they do, again, it's just a share of what my initial thoughts were that helped me better understand how to ask a question through this platform to actors and actresses of whom I don't know. And that's the most beautiful thing that I think also for sharing a talent and skill is that there is a life aside from it that is different from the music industry. And so, yeah. So I'm going to go and cut this and then do the other questions. And I'll do them all in one session of cut. And I'd appreciate any and all answers or efforts to answer them. And so thank you, and the questions are about to come. So thank you. Hi, back at you. This is Aline, and I'm going to ask these 3 questions, and they will be also written in the description if that's easier to read them, and if it helps to answer the questions. I hope it does, and I hope I do receive a response via social media. Would be great. All right, so here we go. So question 1. What are 1 or 2 truths do you believe you have been able to share with having acted in a TV series or movie? It could be even a TV episode of which you've acted on, and you've shared a truth in which you believe. And so what is that truth for you within your career so far? So for example, whether it be a statement about a relational truth or a systematic truth, whatever that may be, if you'd like to share 1 or 2. I know from being a fan and also wanting to hear from you, there are more than 1 of which I believe you have been able to share. And so I would like to know what that is for you. So that's question 1. So question 2. This is a longer one. Again, it will be written in the description if that helps. Okay, so question number 2. Okay, to me, you and the others I've selected to ask these questions have exemplified vulnerability and have shared stories within your characters that have helped me better understand myself and the world around me, as I have mentioned in the introduction. So in essence, empathy is something unique in acting, and portraying characters is something that is, I think, vital for a positively impactful piece of work. And so I believe you all have been able to do that, and I don't know how much of ease it is for you, but it's something at the end of the product of which I've been able to be an audience member of has come through. And so I'm excited to be able to ask these questions. And also I'm going to continue with this question as far as what it means for vulnerability and empathy and the hours of which you work and the projects and the time span of which you're able to do it. I know there's a lot of pressure when it comes to delivering, and so that was a part of what the initial words that came to mind to help structure these questions. And it was, again, about practice and demand for delivering truth via interesting and intriguing stories, using vulnerability with practice and demand. So going back to question number 2, to start, it was really to appreciate and to share my appreciation for you and your ability to do that. And I thank you. And so I'd like to ask this question about emotional drain. I know in my life I've had many days where I'm like, I've hit my max. I've hit my max of emotional expression or like a feeling when I'm around people. I am an introvert, so I know that plays a factor in all of that. I'm sweaty. And so that's what this question is about, and I'm kind of stalling because I don't know exactly how to share this, but maybe that was a good description as far as do you have a point in which you max out for the day, or that you step aside and you either step aside, exercise, or even just take a nap to take care of yourself? Do you even have that choice? And is it something that you've practiced? Holy crap. Well, I'm not an actor or an actress, so that's an example of daytime talk show host. I need some Gatorade. I'm a sprinter, not a. Man, okay. Get back at it. So that's the question in essence. And the description, it'll share it much better. So I'll just type out the question, and it's long. If you just look, it's pretty long, just because I don't quite know what words people use when it comes to what it means to have an emotional drain, or even like what it means to share that with people, because I think it's something people protect, but also something that people would be willing to share. And maybe that is you, maybe it's not, but I think it is, because through the characters and the example you are in the media, it's very much appreciated by me, and that is why I'm interested to hear from you, and hope that you're able to answer any or all of these questions. So I'm gonna go into the third question. So the third question, short and sweet and simple. And here I go. So question number 3. If you could be in a sequel or another season or even episode of a past project that is now canceled or completed, or even unwritten, what would that series or movie be? And is your choice based off of primarily your interest in working on that set again, or what fans would like to possibly see? So thank you for listening to that and my need for Gatorade. I'm obviously not advertising yet because I don't have a job in doing this, but again, I appreciate any and all answers to these questions via social media. You will see the questions in the description to help better understand that reading verbatim questions can be kind of difficult. So thank you, and thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for sharing what you have in the characters and just in the stance of who you are in the media. I very much appreciate it, and hope to hear from you. Thank you.